On September 3rd, China held a grand military parade. A friend reminded me that my idol, Palki Sharma, and First Post not only have extensive parade videos, but also commentary on the weapons China showcased. They suggested I watch the videos, which are quite interesting. Palki detailed China's advanced weapons in the video, including new tanks, artillery, missiles, fighter jets, unmanned submarines, robotic wolves, and laser weapons. She acknowledged their innovative designs and impressive specifications. However, she maintained her critical stance toward China, concluding with a snide remark that these weapons lack combat testing, so their reliability remains unknown. Indeed, China is a peace-loving nation with no foreign wars for decades. Its only recent conflict was the Galwan Valley clash with India, where both sides used cold weapons. Indian troops fled in disarray, with many falling to their deaths or drowning. A few days ago, an Indian netizen claimed China suffered far greater casualties in the Galwan clash. I responded, "We have plenty of videos and photos. What do you have? Bollywood movies?" Unlike China, India has ample combat opportunities to test its weapons. Recently, they used Rafale, Su-30, and MiG-29 to intercept Pakistan's PL-15 missiles with a 100% success rate, fully proving the advanced nature and reliability of these weapons. This led former U.S. President Trump to publicly state multiple times that India lost 5 to 7 fighter jets. Such combat experience is indeed hard for China to match. Fighter jets are expensive, and India's Rafale costs 3 times as much as an F-35. Losing 3 in a single battle is a loss even China, with the world's second-largest GDP, could hardly afford. So Palki is right. In terms of weapon reliability, China lags behind India. India's weapon reliability isn't limited to its air force, though its air force has crashed thousands of planes since its founding, earning the title of pilot killer. India's army is equally impressive. The Arjun tank, developed over years, remains unproduced and serves only as a parade prop. The much-anticipated Envies rifle frequently jams, misfires, or overheats in combat. Despite multiple revisions, it remains problematic, and the Army has declared it will never procure it. Yes, you heard that right. The Bharat Empire cannot independently produce a rifle. As for the Navy, the Bharat Empire's weapon reliability is even more remarkable. On August 14, 2013, the Indian Navy's Kilo-class diesel-electric submarine INS Sindarakshak caught fire while docked at Mumbai's naval port, triggering 2 explosions that partially sank the vessel, killing 18 crew members. The Navy's 2014 investigation report attributed the incident to human error, with overworked crew failing to follow standard operating procedures, possibly mishandling torpedo or missile loading. This submarine set a historic record as the first to sink itself with its own torpedo or missile. In 2017, India's first indigenous nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, INS Arahant, suffered water ingress in its propulsion compartment due to human error, requiring nearly 10 months of repairs. Media reported that crew left a rear hatch open while docked at Visakhapatnam, allowing seawater to flood in. Most military experts dismissed this claim, arguing that submarine protocols make such a mistake implausible. The flooding likely stemmed from design or construction flaws, indicating substandard quality. Thus, the Bharat Empire's submarine became the first in history unable to dive due to leaks. The Navy's other pride, the indigenous aircraft carrier Vikrant, is equally impressive. Its first sea trial revealed insufficient propulsion through its wake ripples. Its 3 launch attempts, lack of qualified carrier-based aircraft, and swift retreat to home waters during the India-Pakistan air conflict, avoiding maritime blockade tasks, left observers in awe of the Bharat Empire's navy. Hilariously, Indian netizens compared Vikrant to Chinese carriers, claiming China's carrier decks are rough while India's are smooth. They fail to understand that in high winds and humid maritime conditions, applying non-slip coatings to decks is a basic requirement. while China and the US use specialized tractors for carrier operations. The Bharat Empire opts to drive farm tractors onto its carrier, sparking laughter online. India's missiles are no less disappointing, truly the jewel in the Bharat Empire's technological crown. On March 9, 2022, India accidentally launched a BrahMos cruise missile from Sirsa, Haryana, which flew over Suratgarh, Rajasthan, and crashed in Mian Chanu, Punjab, Pakistan. The Indian Ministry of Defense initially denied involvement, admitting only after 48 hours on March 11 that it was a BrahMos missile, launched due to a technical malfunction during routine maintenance, expressing deep regret. The Bharat Empire's Agni ballistic missiles and so-called submarine-launched missiles have repeatedly gone missing after launch, terrifying neighboring countries unsure where they might land. India's hypersonic missile is even more remarkable. During launch, its canister cover remained attached, flying with the missile, a first in military history. Yet Indians insist their missile, carrying its cover, exceeded 10 times the speed of sound. India's weapon reliability is undoubtedly the world's best. India claims to be building a nuclear triad with BrahMos and Agni missiles. I don't doubt their nuclear warheads will detonate, but who knows where? A missile launch might result in a mushroom cloud over New Delhi. Still, this doesn't diminish India's deterrence, as their next missile aimed at Pakistan could hit China's Tibet, dragging China into conflict. I believe Palki's concerns about China's weapons are unnecessary. China's displayed weapons target the US, not India as a strategic rival. Take intercontinental missiles. China's DF-31, DF-41, and DF-5C have long achieved global coverage. The latest DF-61, a solid-fuel hypersonic multi-warhead nuclear missile, reaches terminal speeds over 20 times the speed of sound with a 15,000-kilometer range, rendering it indefensible. If China were to strike India, the DF-21 would suffice, plentiful and effective, ensuring India's destruction. China's J-10CE alone can overpower India's Air Force, let alone the J-16, J-20, J-35, or J-36. Does India think China develops sixth-generation fighters to counter them? Regarding China's weapon reliability, beyond insights from the India-Pakistan air conflict, we can compare Russia and the US's ICBM tests. Last year, China's DF-31AG missile was the only one tested at its full 10,000-kilometer range, hitting its target accurately. The launch was pre-notified to the US, observed throughout, and aimed at demonstrating to the US. India need not piggyback on this. As I mentioned in previous videos, China's government should approach India cautiously. Their anti-China stance won't change. In confronting the US, India's presence or absence makes no difference. Like in World War II, when Germany and the Soviet Union fought, Italy's support was irrelevant. Hitler's aid to Mussolini cost him the optimal timing to attack the Soviets, paying a heavy price. A liability of a teammate is purely detrimental. Like the US, it's best to pick up a stick and beat it, letting it choose its master as it pleases.